I'm gonna write a fanfic about how these rules are confusing. What are the rules in this? Okay, throws down a lighter, fire spreads. Boom, boom, explosion. Cool entropy, sucks up. And it gets cold.
Heat transfer was reversed. It might be the first case of hypothermia from a gasoline explosion in history.
Super cool idea. The idea of like an explosion happens, and instead of the energy going out, getting hot, the entropy is reversed and then gets sucked in. So instead of burning, he gets frozen. Super cool idea, but it's not consistent. So there's an explosion, sure, and then as time's going on, it gets sucked in. That's great. That's some type of statement of like we're going to a lower macro state. We're going to instead of things exploding outward, it gets sucked in.
Yep.
But I think that is in direct contrast with the beginning of this clip. The beginning of this clip, the bad guy throws this lighter down, and that fire go all the way to the beginning.
All the way to the beginning.
All the beginning. So little fire.
Yep.
And then it's
More
spreading out towards us. So that's the gasoline combusting, which is an exothermic process in the normal world. But if we're really saying that exothermic processes no longer generate heat, they no longer, combustion doesn't work like this anymore. It should be cooling down. So in this scene, we have like forward time reactions followed up by negative time reaction. It's inconsistent.
So my thought is the thing that catches fire here is actually normal matter. So the road and this is all normal matter. But wait, no, the gasoline, it's all normal matter, right? The only thing that's inverted is him, this protagonist.
So did he blow up in the car?
So everything should be normal.
Including?
Right? Everything excluding protagonist. Protagonist should cool down.
Yeah.
But the car,
then this fire
the
should still happen.
gasoline, then the fire should happen in forward time as an exothermic reaction. The only thing that should feel endothermic reactions is protagonist. The car, everything else is not inverted.
Okay,
They didn't send the car through, did they?
Right. So if those are the rules that only something that goes through the turnstile gets inverted, which means only in this case it would be protagonist and his clothing, whatever, then this combustion happens, right? Explosion, but then the window's freezing.
Right, the window's freezing. And that's freezing on normal car, not an inverted car, which that doesn't make sense. So it should be protagonist who's sort of stuck in the car. Where is he? Right here. He's stuck in the car. He's inverted. So he should get cold, but this window in front of him should
be fine. Oh, it should be not fine. It should be normally burning.
No.
Yeah. Weird.
So
inconsistent. What are the rules?
Yeah. And this explosion here, where it does this like inverted suck in,
shouldn't do that.
That is normal air. So it should be exploding.
Normal air
normally.
with normal gasoline vapors. It should be a normal explosion, normal fire.
Right. So for me, I forgave them for things like this in the movie because it's a time travel movie. It's really hard. But it does feel, now that you're pointing it out, this scene needed a little more research. Dial this in a little bit more.
If they dialed this in a little bit more, this would be just mind-boggling. Like, how did this happen? Instead, it feels like science snippet. Like an explosion is reversed. So they have an explosion, then they reverse it. Which video graphics, like CG, super cool. Yeah, it's super cool and it's interesting. But also, it's not consistent because there's still the bottom that's on fire. Why isn't that bottom part right where the window is? Why is that still on fire?
Oh, yeah. So, from what I understand, Christopher Nolan, the director of this movie, doesn't like to use computer graphics. So this is all practical. Maybe the fact that he doesn't want to use computer graphics limited his ability to show inverted time.
I would imagine so, because how can you make anything inverted time in reality? Because we live in forward time.
I guess, can you film it forward in time and then make it reverse?
So I think that's what they did in the previous clip when protagonist steps in the water. You just film it forward, and then the guy's walking backwards. Right. So then you play it when you play it in reverse, and now the person's walking forwards. They step in the pedal. Step in the puddle. But that's hard to do with fire because you don't get control over your leg.
That's right.
I mean, it's like you can control your leg. You don't get control over the fire. The fire's going to burn.
Right. Once you set it off, it's going, and it's going to go the way it wants. But actually, now that I think about it, they should have set the fire off forward in time and reversed it, because it's only protagonist who should be cold. So if you just reverse the explosion, it should be okay in terms of what's happening, right? But then we see,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. So if this scene had been dialed in and every aspect of this thought through, this
Yeah.
would be just a mind-boggling, fascinating scene.
yeah.
It would be incredible.
yeah,
But it's hard, and so it took me out of it. It took me out of the movie because now I don't understand, like, what are the rules of this world? Like, what are we
see.
doing here? In which case, I'm
I
just
see.
waiting for the chase scene to be over. Like, okay, waiting for the good guy to win. Done.
I guess, yeah, I was a little more forgiving because I'm like, time travel, it's weird. But now that we're doing a more deeper analysis, I see these problems.
I guess it would be analogous to if in Back to the Future there's time traveling and then they're like, you can't kill your grandfather because then you won't be born, but your grandmother, yeah, go ahead. Like, wait, what? I thought
Yeah.
you need both of them. What are the rules here?
Or
Like,
maybe your
apply the
grandmother
rules.
isn't your grandmother.
You can kill every woman in the world except you can kill every woman in the world, but keep your grandfather around. It's like, what? Like, that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah,
Weird.
weird.